And we're back. So from last time, we finally got to the end of this place. We defeated Staunton. Here he is. He's having a great time. Menargo ran away, said she's not fighting anymore, and we were right about Nura. She did betray us, but we haven't spoke to her yet, and we're going to find out why in this episode. But I'm still extremely glad of myself that I figured it out. Have we not looked in this chest yet? I'm looking at that now. Oh, that's a letdown, isn't it? But it's money. Well, what are you waiting for, you scum? Come on, finish me off. Kill me like you killed Staunton and be glad you've defeated the villains. Just make sure you don't wonder whose fault it was, that he and I were on the demon's side. Thoughts like that could make you lose your appetite. Another tearful performance. Everyone is guilty but me. I've lost count of how many of you innocents I've sent to the chopping block. They should have been executed just for denying their responsibility, never mind all their other crimes. Ooh, okay, why did you want to do? I do want to know the truth. I'm going to finish you off, but why? You want to know the truth? Here's the truth. I hate all of you. If I'd been there the day Arilu Vorlesh opened the rift to the abyss, I would have gladly handed her the ingredients for the ritual. I put the pheromone-soaked cloth in your pocket. I wanted those hellbugs to eat your smug face off. I was the one who set the tents on fire that night, and I told the gargoyles who to grab. Every day I was in your army, or I did all I could to hurt you. Oh, the things I would gladly do to you, and it would be but 1,000th of what you deserve. When I was 8, I was auctioned off like livestock. They used a stick to train me to obey like livestock. Did the paladins of Mendev help me? Of course not. Even when we passed through the Mendevian city, none of those warriors of good lifted a finger to set me free. Slavers aren't demons after all. The first time I came to the wound, I wasn't seeking adventure. My owner dragged me here on a leash. You think the demons bribed me? I was happy to betray them. Without a shadow of a doubt, expecting nothing in return, I poured a sleeping potion into their soup pot, opened the gate, and waited for the demons to come and tear them all to pieces. And me along with them. I didn't care, but the demons saw the real me. They made me a cultist. They offered me a chance for revenge. Revenge, is it? You're a little gnat that stings from the back when it's not got the teeth to bite. But even so, you're worthy of more respect than Staunton, who lurks between both camps. Yes, slavery is evil, without a doubt. Quelling the rabble into obedience with whips and boots? How crude. Why can't these so-called rulers convince the masses to serve them willingly? With smiles and songs and adoration. That's how it's done in Mendev, after all. What will you do if I let you go? Will you continue to try to harm me? Let me go? Why would you? No, you mean, seriously? You think I'll thank you for your generosity and devote the rest of my days to taking care of the homeless puppies? I'll continue exacting my vengeance, that's what I'll do. On others, if not on you. I will feed as many crusaders as I can to the demons before I face the sword of someone less forgiving than you. You idiot. Revenge is only sweet when it remains secret right until the very last moment. Yeah, like, you could have got out then and done more. Bye-bye. Immediate execution? Is that really necessary? We could just send her to prison and at least give her a chance to change. No. Marvellous. Die, little gnat. Everyone deserves death. Today I will get mine. Yours awaits you tomorrow. Meh. Amulet of epic songs. We don't have any bardic performances. Chain shirt +1. Light crossbow. Is chain shirt underneath, or is it... No, it is main armor. Okay. I guess that's that. Nothing else in this room, I assume. Oh yeah, it looks like we... Yeah, there's something. Because there's a lot of perception check failing, but... We've done what we can do. I guess we have to go... Do we have to go right back through the Citadel to leave? I thought we would have just been like out here and then go into a cutscene, but okay. Guess we have to go back down the way we came. Oh.
The commander of the crusade has managed to overthrow 70 years of demonic rule in Dresden and restored the Sword of Valor to its rightful place. Will the commander be able to defend the banner he has won with such a valiant effort?
Build the main stables in Dresden and order the crusade to do something that I couldn't read in time.
Knight Commander! I know you have not had time to sit in on any council meetings in recent days. You've been so busy restoring order in Dresden that you've barely found time to sleep. However, there are some matters that require your attention. I am ready to report if you have a moment.
Okay, what?
Thank you, Knight Commander. Our march on Dresden took longer than expected. The demons had time to regroup after their defeat in Canopus. Our forces have suffered significant losses. Morale is low among our troops. The battle for Dresden almost turned into an utter catastrophe. If you hadn't struck a blow at the demons' military commanders, leaving the adversary without a leader, it would have been the end of our crusade. Queen Galfrey has already been informed and has sent a letter for you.
Okay.
The decision to use Vescavors as weapons. I can't deny that they were effective, and yet you still shouldn't have done it. While the demons did suffer serious losses from the creatures, a lot of our fighters died as well, leaving our soldiers to be eaten by insects. Is that really how we Crusaders want to win?
You didn't win before without using them.
But that's not all. The Vescavors did not simply disappear. They are still flying around the city, in smaller numbers, praise Iomade. People see small swarms of them here and there. If you don't find a way to purge the city of this pestilence, I'm afraid that it will soon be devoured by a new swarm.
Find the nest of Vestigors in Dresden. Oh, that's fine, okay. For a brief moment you imagine an empty Dresden consumed by the Vescavors, not a soul left alive. Bleached bones, barely visible on overgrown cobblestones, and above all, its never-ending song of the swarm. The vision disappears as quickly as it came, leaving behind a feeling of slight nausea and grim satisfaction.
In any case, we would never have won if it weren't for your amazing powers. The moment you raised the Sword of Valor over the Citadel, the light of it must have been visible all the way back in Mendev. And the banner itself, it changed after coming in contact with you. Anyone else would call it sacrilege. I don't know what to make of it myself. It's surprising and strange. You have changed, Commander. Both on the outside and on the inside. And the power you have, it frightens me. As a paladin and leader of the Eagle Watch, I must seek out and destroy the blight of corruption in the ranks of the Crusaders. But as a soldier, I see that you're winning. You are leading us to victory. Anyone who stands against you will only be playing into the hands of the demons. That cannot be allowed to happen.
Okay, she agrees with me, so I'm not going to say the evil option, which is basically if you criticise my methods, because she didn't criticise my methods, really. She said about the swarms, but then said, well, as long as you fix the smaller ones, it's fine. So we will win at any cost, even if we have to sacrifice our scruples and our souls to do it.
At any cost, Commander. I will be with you to the end. And I will do whatever it takes.
Oh, I'm going to corrupt you at some point, Irabeth.
We won the battle for Dresden, but this war is far from over. The demons know our true strength, so we must brace ourselves for a merciless counterattack. They will do everything they can to gain control of the city and destroy you personally, and all of us along with you. The only good news is that cultists make up more than half of their forces, so they will have to march the same roads as our fighters. If they were all demons, they could appear here instantaneously and lay siege to the city. Praise Iomade for small mercies. The main demon forces are moving out from the City of Eyes and the Threshold Fortress. Scouts are reporting that for now we don't stand a chance of tearing through the defense and launching a counterattack. We can only gather our forces, rebuff their attacks, and wait for the right moment. Unfortunately, other hostile groups keep appearing out of nowhere. And on top of all that, Minago is still prowling around somewhere out there. Anevia's trying to find out where that abyss scum has run off to. Maybe she's already got some leads. Luckily, we are not alone. Mendev is with us. Queen Galfrey has sent us the first reinforcements. They've just entered the city. Besides, news of your victory is spreading through Avestan. I'm sure that crowds of new volunteers will soon be pouring into Dresden, inspired by your feat. And that's very good news, because we're going to need troops. Here is a brief report about the main problems we're currently facing.
Here shows you a sheet of paper this times. Demons with special powers, secret path, missing patrol, and dragon. Ooh, okay, that's different. A dragon?
As if we didn't have enough problems with demons already. Now there's a wild dragon in the vicinity. Luckily, it's not part of the demon army. If the demons had a dragon on their side, it could pose a serious threat.
What if we had a dragon on our side?
But there's very little food in the world, and the dragon doesn't seem to have a taste for demons and cultists. She keeps attacking small squads of crusaders, picking off those who fall behind, ravaging supply trains. The dragon's been sighted frequently in the sky, but we don't know exactly where her lair is. We have someone to help with this, though. Do you remember the dwarf who bravely attacked the Baylor in front of the citadel during the siege?
Greyball?
He is back in the city, and he doesn't mind hunting this dragon, apparently. Go talk to him in the tavern. We might be able to help each other.
Missing patrol, is that not just down to the dragon as well then?
Yes, it disappeared without a trace during a mission. We didn't even find any bodies. Maybe someone abducted them, or there's some natural threat in the area. We can't rule out the possibility of desertion, either. The troop was patrolling the southern road out of the city. The last surviving settlements of Sikoris lie in that direction. But after the siege of Dresden, contact with them was lost. Hardly any of the inhabitants survived once the demons invaded the area. That's where I started the search. We can usually spot armies of demons in advance, as their hordes march along the Grey Road from Eyes or Threshold. But sometimes packs of them appear out of nowhere. They're managing to avoid our scouts somehow and sneaking into our territory. If we don't solve this problem, we cannot attack. The demons will just appear at our backs, block off the gorges and cut us off from Dresden. Anevia is trying to find out how the demons are getting into our territory, but she hasn't succeeded yet. Talk to her. She will tell you more about what she's doing. Remember that Nabasu that attacked our camp? He had powers that no ordinary demon should have. It is not the only demon of its kind. We keep receiving reports about similar monsters. All isolated cases for now. But it's possible that in the future, we will see entire squads, if not armies of them. We must find out where they're coming from. Find the source of their power and destroy it. If we don't, they will crush us before long. Even you can't defeat an entire army of such monsters. There are a few pleasant matters. At the Queen's command, the Crusaders who took part in the attack have had their pay doubled, and medals will be awarded to those who were particularly outstanding in battle. You know one of them. The Knight Elan from the Houndhearts. He led a troop of Nerosian recruits and brought them to the main forces, and later drew the demons' attention in the battle with the Baylor, allowing the wounded to be rescued. There is one more thing. As you know, there is a vast dungeon under Dresden.
I'm well aware.
It's empty now. None of those imprisoned by the demons survived, and we don't have any new prisoners. We've temporarily placed the body of Staunton Vane in the dungeon. You slew him. What are your orders regarding his body? Anevia thinks we should burn it quietly and forget about it. Some want to see his corpse displayed in the square, but I don't think we should behave like demons and barbarians. He may have been our enemy, but he deserved to be buried as a knight.
No, he doesn't.
However, the decision is yours.
No, he doesn't deserve to be buried as a knight. He betrayed everyone originally, just because he wanted to sleep with a demon, which lost the city in the first place because he took down the banner. Then he came back and was all moody all the time about it all. And they decided, oh no, I'm going to go back with the demon that I hate and has said I shouldn't go with again. And then betrayed the demon as well. Or tried to. No. Display his corpse to the square.
Right you are, Commander. Commander. That day during the battle, No. My apologies. That is all, Commander. Thank you for your time.
Was that the point where you were gonna be a little baby? Right. Okay. Well. Where's Wendowag? She told me to find her after all this was done for a little us time, I believe. So let's go and speak. So this episode's probably going to be a lot of preparing, getting ready. Exotic weapons provider. Oh my god, they are... Jesus. I can't even use 90% of these weapons. Good grief, and they are way too expensive for me, but I do have things to sell to you. Longsword +1. We don't want any +1s. I think one of these is +1, +1, +1, +1. Do we need these cloaks of resistance anymore? I don't think we do. We'll keep the +2, just in case someone else comes along and needs it. We have a lot of things, and I feel like we don't need half of these. So if we sell like 75 of them, because it doesn't do a lot for weight at all, really, but it's going to do something. We don't use those. Reduce person. No. Bear's endurance. No. What's this one? Heroism. Where's all those alchemist fire ones? We don't need those. Right. Wands. We don't use wands. We just don't use them. This rod grants the wielder 3 times away from Oracle with maximized spell feat. This rod can be used only on an Oracle or Cleric may wield it. All spells, no values. It's probably helpful, but no. I just don't use them. I think that's a crafting one though, that meta magic one. To make up to 3 spells they cast per day extended. Using the expended spell feat, lesser rods can be used with 3rd level spell spell. Yeah, like the Wand of Fireball and things like that. Usable items. I don't know. I don't know enough about them, to be honest. But we're getting rid of them anyway. Blur. Get rid of them. What are these? Protect from good. Nah. Nah. Potion of Vanish. That could be handy at some point. When we really need it. Attic Flasks. Not great. Protection from evil. No, we have spells for that. Restoration Lesser, we have a spell for that. Remove paralysis. Don't know if we have a spell for that. Resist fire. Remove sickness. We've got a spell for that as well, actually. And then, what's this one? Mage armor. Nope, don't need that. What is this? Bullstring. No, we've got spells for that as well. No, we don't need that. And we only want the scrolls that we only need 1 of each. Just to see if people can learn them. Yeah, this episode's going to be a lot of admin and getting ready for basically everything going forward. Is that it for the scrolls? Yeah. Deal. Give me money. Okay. Will, sir. Do you? Are you going to manage the fortress now? No way, Commander. Not in a million years. I can manage an expedition just fine, but running a fortress is a different kind of kettle of fish. That's enough work to make a man's head explode, which is why they sent us an expert from Nerusian. Her name is Dorglinda Strangehold. I've seen how she handles things. She knows what she's about. That one, Hymede bless her. She'll be managing the fortress, and I'll be taking care of the soldiers just like I've been doing. Ah, your stuff has changed. Jesus, that is expensive. Keen Great Axe +2. Not a compare button here though, which is quite annoying. Okay, so we got some good stuff in here then. But, do you have a bag of holding? It's the only thing we've been waiting for. You still don't look like you do. No. Who would have one of those? Noble, noble, noble peasant, citizen, citizen, citizen. Noble peasant. A shell. Well, we may as well pick up things actually and just sell them off. Citizen, peasants, peasant, 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 peasant. That's much bigger area to roam around. Is the passage still here? No, they closed that off for some reason. Okay. Well, we're going to do what we said we're going to do, and we'll go speak to Wenduag. Right, let's go see what she has to say, though. The 4 miles we're running through the streets. Wait, where are we? Oh, we're there. Jesus Christ, I thought we were still running. Oh, God. What do you think of your new powers? Oh, I made the right choice when I decided to serve you, Master. This power you have given me, I always felt I was destined to possess such might. Am I imagining things, or do you find me attractive? Maybe I do. I like people like you, people who are strong, determined, who don't hide behind others. Ooh, you're my favourite. That's why then why am I here and not in your bed already? Jesus. If you want me, I'm not opposed to the idea. I've been wondering if you are as good in bed as you are in battle. There's not an option for it here. There it is. Want to have some fun, just you and me? Everything that happened between us in the past from now on, we are comrades, nothing more. No, no. There we are. You didn't have to ask. Hey! We got a romance partner. Ah. When, oh God. Ugh. That was good. I wasn't wrong about you. Examine her scars. Did you like it? She just said she did. Yes, I did. I enjoyed it very much. Will this change anything? No, why should it? We just have some fun and make each other feel good. Why should it change anything? Or are you worried I'll be throwing myself at you every chance I get and demanding you breed with me? You can relax, that's not going to happen. What's her scars? Among the variety of battle marks, a rather gruesome ragged scar on her left collarbone catches your eye. It's an uneven line that goes along her shoulder, skirting it and ending at the shoulder blade. Several long scars stretching across one leg suggest that she has been whipped. You see fresh crimson cuts and abrasions on her elbow and chin. Some of them look quite deep and were hastily pulled together with crude stitches. Over time they will turn white and become the newest additions to the landscape of scars on the fighter's lithe body. Tell me about your scars. Oh, I've got plenty of those. Which one do you want to tell me about? The collarbone one? I got this one off a dire rat. It was a good hunt, and after the tribe named me the best hunter. Tell me about the encounter. It was one tough dire rat as big as horses are up here on the surface. It was old, cunning, and vicious. We'd never met the likes of it before. Another Neether and I ran into it when we were scouting some distant caves. The rat snatched the guy first and dragged him into its burrow, and I rushed after them. I cornered it in a cramped little cave, and I yelled and singed its whiskers with my torch. I got it nicely riled up, in short. It jumped at me, jaw snapping, and the next thing I see is my whole arm disappearing into its maw. My spear got smashed to pieces too. and the chunk of wood that I was holding in my hand got stuck inside its throat, and the beast was wheezing, writhing, hopping around me on its hind legs, trying to bite my arm off. But I just held the wood of my spear tighter while I groped for the knife on my belt, and as soon as I did, I sank the blade deep into the old rat's crotch. He squealed like you wouldn't believe. All the young rats in the caves were mourning the loss of those grey family jewels that night. It was dying for half a gong, tried to get on its feet again 6 times, that long-toothed beast, but I just knocked it back down on the rocks till it finally kicked the bucket. And only then could I get my arm out of its maw. No one in the tribe could have ever done like that before. Ever done anything like that before? No one. You weren't afraid to go after the same... And you weren't afraid to go after the monster to save your friend? No. It just adds to your appeal, the scar. I know it works like a charm on warriors. As soon as they see it, they go soft as putty because they understand who they are dealing with. Were you whipped? Punished? You could say that. I was a very naughty girl and I was punished for it. But I've also left my fair share of scars on others. You like it rough? Oh god. Yes. Oh my god. Ugh. Power excites me, and feeling my own defences just adds an extra thrill. My back burning from the bite of a whip, a firm hand resting on the back of my neck, my partner's voice hard as steel. Is there anything more sweet and tempting in this world? Only me standing behind my lever with my hands wrapped around their neck, squeezing. Jesus! I might have gotten in a bit too much here. Oh god, she's gonna have a million of them. A girl like me can always find a willing partner anytime she wants to have sex, and I really don't want it in the caves. I usually chose land. Sometimes there were strong hunters from other tribes who I found attractive, and of course Scylla. Could she resist dragging me into her bed? Of course she couldn't. So you were Scylla's lover as well. I had no choice. She had her eyes on me from the start, and if I said no, she would have gotten rid of me. The things we do for survival, right? So I had to swallow everything she had for me. Her knife play, her whip, her habit of choking me real good before getting down to the main event. It was so horrible. You have some interesting proclivities. Everyone has a right in some fun now and then. Where'd you get the fresh scratches? In battle? Ah, that's nothing. I had a fight with a few crusaders. 5 of them. Who? To be precise, but I think I got the one in the chin before that. Now that was a good honest fight, one-on-one. Why do you pick fights with them? To make them respect me. Of course, there's no better way to gain recognition than knocking out the biggest local bully. Besides, some uplanders still don't know that they should tread lightly and keep their thoughts to themselves around the proud folk of Neathholm. So sometimes, I have to put some loudmouths in their place, and well, fighting is fun. Don't give them a minch. Just kill them. I don't like them anyway. No chance of that. Anyone who dares disrespect me will be spitting their pride out along with all their teeth. Thank you for tonight. Right, it's time to go and kill someone. Don't think you've tamed me now. You'll just have to try. You'll have to try much harder to do that. And this is where my personal chest is now. Okay. Yeah, this is why we did it. It's just a shortcut up to here again. No other reason. What's annoying is if I wonder if I go back into dungeons, if I could I go into all the rooms that were locked, you know? Oh, Regil's up here. Along with Anevia, who I need to speak to. You see, it's all just a shortcut. Manage Crusade affairs. And I need to speak to Irabeth, so everyone's here. Look who it is! Hi. Have you figured out how the demons are deceiving us? No dice. Our scouts crawled over the area, down every hole, nothing. The grave was completely empty, and then, bam, a whole army popped up like a jack-in-the-box. My only lead is a few scouts who didn't come back from the gorges to the southwest, but we found no sign of secret paths or underground passageways, and definitely no route we can use to quietly move a large force through. But I feel it in my gut. There's some evil scum out there. We just have to look harder. Of course, I could send out more scouts, but they might just disappear like the first ones. Why don't you go there yourself and find out what's what? Okay, I will. Where do you think the Vesticles had their nest in Dresden, though? Not a clue. I've been trying to work it out for days. The vermin have got to be coming out of some kind of basement, you think? Or an abandoned building? Or Desna forbid, some secret passageway that they haven't found yet. We need to nip this in the bud when those critters start breeding. It won't be pretty. What do you think of my new powers, eh? I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'll tell it to you straight. I don't have a clue what to make of all this. My paranoia is telling me to keep you far away from any position of power in case you do something crazy. My experience tells me life is a lot more complicated than fanatics like Holram want to believe. So far, nothing you've done has made me doubt your loyalty. Does a tail and a pair of horns outweigh your deeds? Nah, I don't think so. At the end of the day, you didn't choose this. The Wild Wounds spat a whole load of gunk out into Galarian. Maybe some of it latched onto you, like what happened with the mongrels. If that's how it went down, then that just gives you one more reason to hate the demons, and give us one more reason to trust you and follow you. Did you find out where Monargo went? Nope. 0, zilch. A whole lot of nothing. The scum melted into thin air. Soldiers saw her jump out the window, run through the square in front of the citadel, and suddenly disappear. Oh. And suddenly disappear. We haven't heard anything from her since, and I don't like it. I'm telling you, this is bad. First of all, her kind don't just give up. If we can't see her, it means she's setting up a trap for us somewhere we won't expect. I mean, it would be great if the Demon Lords just gobbled up for all her failures, but I think that's too much to hope for. But that's not the worst part. We have a more interesting question, you know. I wonder how she teleported from the city. If by that time you'd already hung the banner, those soldiers are saying it was probably wasn't in full force by then. But you and I both know that's dross. She wasn't supposed to be able to teleport, but she did. The question is how. Alright, you watch yourself. Okay, Regil, anything new from you? No, thank God. Irabeth, I meant to speak to you. Hail, Commander. We need to talk about what happened during the attack on Dresden. We shouldn't talk about it. It was just a moment of weakness, but you brought me to my senses. I swear it will never happen again. Thank you for still trusting me. More than anyone else does in this crusade. Even more than I trust myself. That was it. That was the mission. 300 XP just for that. Despite all words, Earth obviously still is unworthy of her commander's rank. Changing her mind will require more than platitudes. Perhaps you can bolster her by appointing her to a position where she can work more closely with rank and file soldiers. Interesting. What about the scar on your face? Erebeth hand reaches up to touch her face. Issue an order. Okay. Her back straightens, determination flares in her eyes. I lost control of myself and put an entire crusade at risk. You had every right to stop me. Commander, please don't bring up the subject again. I've been punished enough for my disgraceful weakness. How is the Eagle Watch doing, Canabras? Everything's going well. I was wary of handling over the reins at first. I was afraid that everything would fall apart without an Evu in me, but I took a risk and left a very clever lad in charge. A tiefling, as it happens. He infiltrated the cult alone. They couldn't imagine a tiefling wouldn't be on their side. He exposed an entire cell. I personally knighted him just before the city was attacked. Of course, there were many who weren't happy about it, but not my job to make people happy. He hasn't disappointed. He has built up the Order's ranks again and is running everything so smoothly. It's as if the demon attack never happened. He's proven more than once that I left Canabras in good hands, but I admit, it's still strange to think that such a small order as the Eagle Watch now has 2 chapters, one in Dresden and one in Canabras. Okay, so we've not managed Crusade affairs before, so this is completely new. So let's have a look. Let's take a sip of coffee and prepare for probably a giant map to appear. Alright. Oh my god. So there's a lot of outposts. Now that you've captured Dresden, new options for the Crusade have become available to you. You can now construct buildings in forts and Dresden, issue decrees and capture and investigate new regions. Both mercenary and trainable units will appear in the commander's headquarters in Dresden. The demon arms will try to take Dresden from you. Destroy them, or else after 7 days of siege, Dresden will be completely blockaded by enemy forces and you will no longer be able to command the Crusade. To activate the Crusade management menu, click the button at the left bottom of the screen. In the bottom right of the screen of the global map. Okay. Developing each Crusade opens up new options to empower your armies and economy. So we've seen these. Military focuses on drilling and training units. Recruit both trainable and mercenary units to improve the rank of your military stat. Logistic focus on economy and construction. Construct buildings to improve the rank of your logistics stat. Diplomacy focuses on establishing contacts with mercenaries and foreign nations. Enhance the significance of the crusade by earning resources of all types to improve the rank of your diplomacy. Leadership focuses on morale and army generals. Win battles and level up your generals to improve the rank of your leadership stat. Once the rank up requirements for one of the Crusader strats have been met, you will unlock the corresponding decree. Your military campaign will require 3 types of resources. Finance points, we know about those, but the other ones we have no idea. So material points and energy points. So finance points are used for all the Crusade's various needs, but the first and foremost, they are needed to recruit units. Yep. Material points are used primarily for building construction. Okay. Energy points are used for the recruitment of mythic units and the completion of certain decrees. Okay. So you gain new resource points each day, prevailing over demon armies in battle and constructing certain buildings. Okay. That's fine. I think that's good. So, Dresden. What happens if I enter? Is it going to load the Dresden? What does this do? Oh. Oh my god. I did not expect this. Okay, we've got a whole thing. I'm pretty sure I had a mission to do the stables, didn't I? Hang on. We've got plenty of points. I'm pretty sure we've got a mission to do something with the stables. If I read that right. And I can't look at my thing from here. No. Rank up. Decrees. Woohoo. Orders to Irabeth. You can make decisions regarding current events, which are displayed at the bottom left of the screen. Issue decrees, which can be displayed by clicking the decrees button. Right, blah, blah. Construct buildings and force and Dresden. Yes, okay. Irabeth has been appointed as a squad commander in Vanguard. This is what she wants, isn't it? Okay. So... yeah, and that's got rank. Okay. So... does this cost nothing? Irabeth's breakdown, which occurred before the assault on Dresden, still haunts her mind. She should remain that she is, and will always be a hero in the eyes of the soldiers by appointing her as commander of a small squad of Crusaders. Unfortunately, because Irabeth is occupied as a squad leader, her duties in the Crusade command have been transferred to someone else. So we did that. 7. That use up 7 points or something, or was that how long it ends in 7 days? Okay, right. Developments. Outpost of the Bastion expansion, army, relics, other. I'm pretty sure we've got a mission to do something with the stables. There's going to be a lot of admin coming up in these episodes. It's not all going to be action. But it's all going to be recorded. So... oh. Ever-bright Crusaders reporting for duty. My name is C.R. Soberlin, and I am at your service. Queen Galfrey is gathering the main attack forces in Erosian. She orders to replenish the losses suffered in Canabras and come here. We will support your troops. We are ready to go to the front immediately. Allow us to be the spear of the attack. Morvek, don't speak unless spoken to. Don't worry, no one will be defeating any demons without you. Who have you brought with you? Everbright Crusaders mainly, but we have a lot of volunteers who joined us. Those who arrived at the Queen's call, but didn't want it to sit in Nerosian, waiting for the main army to set off. All the hotheads know what at the front is here. We picked up this one too. He walked to Canabras with an old sword in his hand and a few copper coins in his pocket. He was going to keep walking to kill the demons, and then he would probably have laid siege to Threshold, no doubt. Did you find Canabras with us? Not personally, no. The Queen summoned me and the bulk of our order to Nerosian. Almost all who remained behind the Canabras died, and the ones that didn't were disorganised and leaderless. But the order did not perish. New volunteers have been pouring into our ranks. We are licking our wounds. Canabras is rebuilding. Life wins out. People are coming from all over Avestan to help. We're near joining up with the Crusaders, just as it happened back in the First Crusade. Great! You'll be serving under me. Flattens into a hard line, gives you a stern look. You can see the seasoned warrior hiding behind Grandfather guys. That is out of the question. We know about your powers, and that is why we don't trust you. What's more, I'm convinced you're an enemy of the Crusaders. You will reveal your true nature sooner or later. The Queen ordered us to help you hold the city, and so we will. But she didn't say a word about us personally obeying your orders. The Everbright Crusaders will act independently. Why are you decide? Yeah, you fool, I will do without you, or maybe I should just execute you. No. We want to keep... Why are you deciding for everyone? Maybe the other knights don't share your fears? Want to sow seeds of discord in our ranks to you? It won't work. My fighters don't just obey me, they trust me. If I tell them they have nothing to do with you, they'll avoid you like the plague. Alright. Calm down. Banner over the Citadel. We've done that. Okay, so the 5th Crusade. The Dragon's Fate. We need to find out more about Terendelev. Talk to the Bounty Hunter in the Tavern. We've not done that yet. Find the Mist Crusaders. Yeah, we knew that one. Scout the Ravines. Search for traces of demon activity. And issue an order to Irabeth to spend more time amongst the common soldiers. What's this one? Wait for events to unfold. Woljif fled. Ugh. Middle game. Build main stables in Dresden. Form the staff council. Order the Crusades craftsmen to improve the relic. See? We do need to do that. Someone is drilling in this flat. Ah, that's annoying. It's just going to be mainly admin, so you may hear some drilling in the background, apparently. Okay, but we are going to build the stables then. And do some of the relic. Can we do all three? Be ideal. If we can get those done straight away. Also, did that order, that military order, that decree, you only have one of your decrees issued for each of the crusades at any given time. Okay. So that is the one, right? We need to form a staff council. We need to do that as well. And something with the relic. Study the relic, was it? A skilled craftsman can do some work on the relics. Any particular relic, it said? Is it that one? Sword of Valor. Study the Sword of Valor, the great relic of the creator's mysterious change upon coming to Quantum Commando. What does this mean? Clerics and wizards should do some looking at it. Yeah, issue decree. 14 days that one takes, okay. And that was logistics. Or that's, we had to get logistics, I don't really understand. And I need to build the stables in Dresden. Can we build more than one thing at once? And is it instantaneous? Stables? There's no stables here. There's a shelter. And a smithy. And a supply centre. No stables. Events, decrees, rank up. We need to form a staff council, I'm pretty sure it said. Is there any reason we can't just do everything at once? Did it just say we can't? Another decree is being enacted for this stat. Okay, so it's one of each. So it's leadership, logistics, diplomacy, military. And how many do we have up now? So we have... That ends in 1 day, so that takes 1 day. Development. I want to build this... Ah, and these are the relics and things I found. So the symbol of Rovagug, I'd love to know about that, to be honest. The relic will be augmented. That requires points. Points that we've got plenty of, yeah. Do that. Bloody drilling downstairs. Joys of living in a flat. Right. And that's everything now. That's everything we can do, apart from these events. Nobles often look down on the commoners as aristocrats are taught from birth that they are better than the lowborn. This attitude causes quarrels between them and common warriors, and the officers have asked the commander to intervene. Ooh, okay. So... Tournaments? Yes! I love a tournament. Sealer acted as the head judge at the tournament where everyone was given the chance to prove their worth. The nobles went up against commoners and only strength and skill decided the outcome of each fight. Upon witnessing what common warriors were capable of, the aristocrats had no choice but to acknowledge their valour. The tournament served as a bonding experience for the Crusaders. So we did that. Is that done then? That's... And then in our midst, okay. Spies of the Abyss had attempted to infiltrate Dresden and find out the commander's plans. It was only by chance that they were stopped. The officer suggested an increase to security in anticipation of new attempts by the demons. Increase the number of interrogators. Introduce collective responsibility. Select trustworthy soldiers to keep an eye on their comrades. No, more interrogators. More. The interrogators will search for spies tirelessly, and the executioners will brutally dispose of anyone guilty of treason. The soldiers will be afraid of disobeying orders and strive to show their loyalty. Yep, good. Okay, so we've done all that. We can't do any more decrees. We can't do any more stuff here. But it says about building them in Dresden, doesn't it? It says about building stables. I'm just going to check one more time. Because I don't want to skip a day and lose time. If for the next 4 episodes, just going to be admin. Right. Build main stables. Now we can be considered viable until it has decent scouting. To ensure the sufficient scouts for the army, the commander must erect a building for keeping battle mounts in Dresden. Build main stables. We're doing that. Improve the relic. Military armors. Fragments of the past sometimes fall. So we're doing a relic improvement. We need to just build the main stables in Dresden. How does one do this? There is no option for stables. That's Keeper's Canyon, so that's not Dresden. Hamlet of Sork, Gargoyle Canyon, Ford Outpost, Dresden. I wish to build the main... Is it under M? Is that why I'm being dumb? Has it been in the whole time under M? Main barracks. Main stables. We don't have the points for it. Yeah, we don't have the material points for it. And realistically, we don't want to spend any material points then, because we then can't build them. Oh, that's annoying. Is there anything that offers? So, that'll do logistics up. Engineer's Workshop reduces the cost of building construction by 10%. Only 1 engineer can build in total. Reduce the mercenary units. Increase finance points but income by 200%. The main archery allows recruitment of different units. Some bonus. Pathfinder site to all saving heroes and mercenary units. Sanctuary and ancient sacred place. Chorus. Increase energy point income. So there's nothing here that increases. A supply center increases material points income by 3, and 1 supply center can be built in each fort. Material points is what we need, but we only get 12 a day, and we can only build 1 in each fort. But is it worth building a supply center in every place then? I don't know if we actually get physically attacked on this map, so... But it's a cheap building, so we'll just put it on the edge. How long does that take? 3 days. Okay, so... If we... So that's being done. If we build a supply center in every fort, we'll increase our output massively. So Dresden has one. And they're cheap as well. Oh god. Build. So you can build 4 things here, okay. But there is a supply center. So we'll build that one. And then... Where else have we got? So we got this one here. Hamlet of Sork. Do you want a supply center by any chance? You're getting one, so... And then you as well. Initial outlay of resources, but it will benefit us in the long run. Especially if you just keep building them each time. So if it's only going up by 12 each day, and each of these increases it by 1, percentile-wise, that's a huge increase. And those buildings might be able to be upgraded for all I know. So, yeah, what do they increase it by? Increased by 3, actually. So it's a huge increase. Huge increase in 3 days. We're going to double it, if anything, I think. So what have we got? We'll have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, more than doubled. I think that's everywhere, isn't it? Gargoyle Canyon, Hamlet of Sork, Keeper's Canyon, Dresden. Everyone has a supply center. That takes 3 days. Okay. And we can't do anything else. Now, do we... Whew! Okay, that was big. That's a lot to do, isn't it? Well, there's not many towns really to look after there. So that's fine. Now, do we skip a day or do we go and do something in that time? I feel like we need to do something in that time as well. Yeah. So we can't build the main stables yet. But we know why we can't build the main stables. So that's fine. I don't think there's anyone else we need to speak to specifically. But we probably should... Well, we need to go speak to that guy in the inn. We may as well... The tavern. So we may as well do all this at once. Yeah, outside. We'll get as much done on... Oh, okay, that's easy. So there's something... So, demonic parasites on the streets, or the tavern. The dragon hunt, talk to the bounty hunter. Yep, let's go speak to you. So it might be a new party member. It might be a new permanent addition. Anyone in here apart from... I once fought a big demon in here, do you know? He was an asshole. The Knight Commander at my establishment, what an honour. My name is Kfai Kito. I am the owner of the Half Measure. How should I address you? I ask because some don't like undue familiarity, while others scoff at the tedious of ceremony and titles. You can call me the Armoured Armadillo for all I care. No, just call me Doom Guy. Deal. I know your name, of course. Who in Dresden doesn't? What can I do for you? Wine? A meal? A heart-to-heart talk? What do you have actually on offer? Do you sell... goggles of Malukio? These goggles grant plus 10 comments on perception. Whenever the wearer performs a critical hit with any bow, the target becomes disoriented. Oh my god, that's so good for Wendwag. But it's 34,000. And it's not worth that much to me. But I may look at that at some point, you know. Ghost Touch Igniting Sword. Jeez, okay. No, we're doing pretty well for ourselves here. What else do I have to say? How is it that such a Lungyard owns a tavern? Before the siege of Dresden, the half measure belonged to a distant relative. I won't bore you with the details of how the family died. Just 3 words. Demon worshippers and sacrifice. Should be enough. Now that the city has been liberated, the authorities of Iomede's church will be returning what remains to the lawful heirs of the deceased. They take these things seriously in Mendev. We started talking about the inn and I remembered. I wanted to thank you personally for defeating the demon in this very tavern when the city was liberated. Without you, who knows how many glasses would have been smashed before the Crusaders got to him. So please, accept my thanks from the bottom of my heart. You're welcome. The half measure is a strange name for a tavern. He just gave me 15,000. Oh, that's a family story. It's not for the faint-hearted, but you're not one of those, are you? One day, before the wallstones were erected, a peasant family got lost on the way and ended up near the borders of the world. They stumbled upon a bored demon who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she'd prefer him to take all the children, or only half of them. Sobbing woman looked at her 3 darlings and said half. The demon promptly cut the arms and legs off all 3 children and said, I guess that's even. Why did you give me 15,000 coins? People across Dresden heard the story after the family found shelter at the local temple of Iomedae. For many years, they saved up for a generation spell so the children could be made whole again. They eventually scraped together enough for just 1 scroll and decided to give the youngest child a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner and called it the Half Measure, and in memory of his family and a terrible incident with the demon, he had a good life for some time, got himself married, and always planned to help his brother and sister, though he never got a proper chance. When the demons had Dresden surrounded, the poor cripples tried to run for their lives. They died on the spot. The brother and his wife died a little later at the hands of the deserters. There were rumours that the same demon that butchered the family came to Dresden and made a den of the Half Measure. If that's true, I guess what you got deserved when you freed the city. Oh, it's because that demon is literally the one that did it. Okay. Why do you like sitting on the counter? Why would you even ask that? I'm going to ask it, but why? 2 reasons. Dresden isn't the biggest city, but it still has a few taverns and pubs to compete with the others, and I need people to remember my establishment, and myself. That's the first reason. A tavern keeper who sits on the counter definitely sticks out from others who prefer to stand behind the bars. All dignified. Believe me, you're not one of the first one to ask. Sooner or later, every customer does. The second reason is the place's atmosphere. People should feel relaxed here. Life near the world wound is hard enough. Folks don't go to taverns looking to cause each other more trouble. So I allow certain liberties, myself included. I'm even thinking of hosting an invigorating brawl here on the 5th of every month. I'll let my favourite customers break glasses and swing on the chandelier. What's the feeling in the city like? I can only tell you about my customers. They're mostly working folk, the ones who are rebuilding what's been destroyed, along with soldiers and some merchants. Overall, spirits are high as they can be in Mendev. Nation of the rattling sabers and fluttering banners. Everyone loves it when the demons get their horns, tails, and other parts handed to them. They've already forgotten that we need Los Canabras. War is like that. People live for one day, and that day is tomorrow, not yesterday. You've been the source of joy and inspiration for everyone as well. A simple lad leading the fight against the demons and defeating them, and running rings around all the arrogant Queen's knights. People like stories like that. This calls for a toast, doesn't it? Glad to hear I'm the source of hope and shame. I suspect people who like such stories are actually jealous of those arrogant nobles. No, let's call for a toast. Indeed, drinks on the house, and I got mead for it. What do your customers say about my new powers? Because I'm a demon. That's interesting. This is a tavern. People often drink and speak too freely here. Sometimes they make rude comments about you. Let's just say that your piety and devotion to the Crusader cause are sometimes called into question. Oh, but not everyone thinks that about you. On the contrary, some of my customers speak with you of deep affection. Usually, these are large men or women with rough hands and cruel faces. I'll give you 3 guesses who they are and what they do for a living. Well, they're the people I want with me. Let's be honest. They like you, that's all. They're not really interested in gods or the ideals of crusaders, and little interest in them. But it was only under your command they started to beat the demons, and that's earned their respect. I won't say they're the most agreeable customers. If they cause trouble in a tavern, there will definitely be some damage. But they bore the brunt of the demon hordes, so it's understandable if they lash out sometimes. I see nothing wrong with being an inspiration to them. Come again, you'll always be welcome here. Okay, I didn't actually come in to speak to you, but you actually had a lot to say. What's this back here? Is it all just gonna be food in here and stuff? Yeah, I don't need more ingredients to weigh me down. Greyball, there you are.
How can I help you?
Alright, you can actually talk to me now. Who are you?
Don't you remember our last meeting?
Yes, but you were a bit short with me.
The name is Greyball. I'm an assassin for hire. But I suspect you're not here for small talk. Are you in need of my services?
We already met in Canabras, didn't we?
Yes, I had a contract to assassinate a rather overconfident demon named Kylus there. I guess that counts as participation in the siege of Canabras. Not that my employer had any interest in the actual outcome of the battle. Come to think of it, the information my client provided me with was almost suspiciously accurate. They seemed to be aware both of the impending attack on Canabras and of the fact that Kylus was going to be there.
You tried to kill a huge demon at the Battle of Dresden, but you failed. What happened?
Yes, that was a failure. It was supposed to be a clean job. An anonymous client, a worthy target, a substantial fee. But the client insisted that I use an enchanted dagger they provided. I was assured that a single hit would be enough to finish the job, but it didn't work as expected. It was a serious blow to my reputation. And my reputation is everything to me.
Wanna hunt a dragon?
A large adult female? The one that's been snatching people and carrying them off? I've heard about her. That's an impressive target. I can take this job, but only if we do it soon. I'm expecting a new assignment from my regular client, and I'll have to leave as soon as I have the orders. And of course, you should know that this dragon will not come cheaply. 2,500 gold, paid in advance.
His reputation's everything, and I understand that. I'm all about that too, so I'm not going to ask for a discount. I mean, this guy just gave me 15,000, so yeah, go for it.
Excellent. Let's get down to business. It's no easy thing to take down a dragon when you don't have wings, so you'll need to follow my lead. The best thing would be to catch her by surprise in her lair, but we need to find it first. Of course, since she doesn't leave tracks, that might be tricky, but I think I have a solution. We need to go west of Dresden, to the Grimwood Forest. The dragon's been seen there often. According to the scouts, this is likely because there's still some wild game left in those parts. We'll set up an ambush there. I hope I can rely on your honesty. I understand that on our way to the dragon, there may be other fights or places we need to visit for various reasons. That's to be expected. However, should I see that you are deliberately delaying the contract, or that you are dragging me off to assault some demon citadel instead of going after the dragon, we will have to revise the terms of our agreement.
Okay. So he's not a new party member, he is literally... Yeah, he literally just wants to fight the dragon, and that's it. I can understand that, that's your job. There's a book in here. Yeah.
Onwards!
Don't think there's anything else in here, or anyone of any note. No. Okay, I don't want to just go outside though. I was hoping to go to the other parts, where the Vescivore swarm is, so we could get on the move at least. Oh. Here we are. Okay. How are you still alive, Fawn? How? How? Tell me more about yourself. Why did you choose to become the hunter of evil? You're gonna die anyway. Okay, Lessa really wants to kill you, and I can't find her. One-eyed devil. Hold up. Fine day, Commander. Welcome to the One-Eyed Devil's trading house. A trading house is just a shop. Show me your wares first before I insult you. You don't have a lot, I'll be honest. There must be more to you than I think then, because that's not a lot of stuff you really offered there. A trading house is just a shop. Tell me that it's true that Imade herself made you her chosen one. I ask because our room is in the army. I've been offered a tidy sum to procure a few of your nail clippings. Some believe they heal all disease. It's up to you, but if you want to make some money, what do you say? You want some of my nail clippings? You want to buy some nail clippings? Why not? Show me the money first. Go for it. Certainly. I got 50 gold for giving some nail clippings. Oh, God. That depends. There was a time when I had nothing in my pockets but holes, but did I consider myself poor? No. I consider myself a rich man who was temporarily down on his luck. Optimism is important, not only on the battlefield, Commander. You are the leader of a victorious army that will be chopping all the demons into mincemeat sooner or later. I am the owner of a trade empire, which, as you see, is only starting to grow. How did you end up on our side? The answer is simple. Simplest thing there is. This is a good world, and I like living in it. Besides, it's the only one we've got. I'd like to know what's going on in the heads of those dimwits who are helping the demons destroy it. My best guess is that their horns grow inward, so there's no room for brains. I am from Cheliax. Tieflings don't surprise anyone there, and they don't like demons any more than we do here. And why should they? The gods went to all the trouble of creating this world. Even Lord Asmodeus and his devils helped with the construction. Now these freeloaders show up after all the hard work is done, just to gorge and break things? Doesn't matter who you pray to. If you want to live, it's your duty to help. Isn't that a risky name for a store for crusaders? Yes, a week doesn't go by without some dimwit boiling over. Well, they don't pay me to explain the difference between allies and enemies, devils and demons, Lord Asmodeus and all the riffraff like Baphomet and Tascari. So they can go hang. Here's what I think. If you like it, you buy it. You don't like it, you keep moving. If you're spoiling for a fight, take yourself off to the 7. Why are your prices so high? That's some claim. Did you hear that, good people? First of all, when prices are perfectly fair, they're no higher than you'd find anywhere else. Second, who's saving who here? Are you prepared to eat bark and fight with rocks and sticks? No. You know, I have open contracts with dozens of suppliers. I arrange deliveries and do whatever it takes to get you sharp weapons, better magical items, better food, and you're throwing the extra expense in my face? This is the thanks I get for honest work. What happened to your eye? I should make up a story about a heroic fight with a horde of demons. Truth be told, this is how it happened. Back when I was a snot-nosed kid, I had just opened my first business selling pies on the street. The local lads quickly took notice of me and offered me protection in return for a small share of profits. The usual, you know. But I was so young, inexperienced and greedy, so I told them to bugger off. Well, they caught me and taught me a lesson. They took it too far, though. I paid their lesson with an eye, not just the bumps and bruises. It's funny to remember it now, but back while it was happening I was so scared. I thought they'd beat me to death. I remember I came running home in tears and my mum just started screaming. I didn't have a clue why, and I looked in the mirror and saw there were just shreds of mush where one of my eyes should be. I remember that lesson all my life. Ever since that day, when I start a business, I find some reliable business partners first. If I'd been born in a merchant family, my parents would have warned me about this, and plenty of other things too. Ooh, that's an alarm. But I was a poor lad, so I had to learn everything the hard way. It was a miracle how many times I escaped death by a hair's breadth. In fact, it's lucky all I lost was one eye. I can afford a new one now, of course. But you know, just can't find the time. It will cost a tidy sum, and I don't want to take it out of my earnings. And besides, being a one-eyed devil is a big selling point for me. I'd be a fool to get my eye back, only to keep it hidden in some patch. Have you heard about my new powers? I'll just keep going at it. Hey, how powerful am I now, huh? What do you make of them? Of course, you hadn't heard about our terrifying demonic commander. The stories of the veterans tell. They're scary enough to knock anyone dead. Wherever you stand, the bodies of hundreds of enemies you defeated single-handedly lie at your feet. You strike enemies down with your fiery gaze, with thick 6 ghostly horns burning around your head. That's not to mention the 3-inch fangs and the 4 hands with claws of iron, the demon skull helmet, the locust cloak, and the evil gaze of the out-and-out villain. When newcomers hear these tales, the blood drains on their faces and they can't get out of the city fast enough. I can only imagine how the tales will have changed and grown by the time they get back to where they came from. Who knows, maybe all our neighbours are already convinced that you beheaded all the demon lords, conquered the abyss, and are now planning to conquer all of Golarion. That's an idea. Every story is more unbelievable than the last, but of course, I enjoy them all immensely. They're quite entertaining. I, of all people, should know that it's our actions that define us, not our origins, or the source of our powers. The World Wound brought thousands of unfortunate souls to Golarion, and their only sin was the blood ties to the abyss. They had no part in this terrible war. Are they evil? Not a chance. I don't give a damn what evil and what the sins were used to forge your sword, so long as you use it to cut down demons and lead us to the World Wound. Cheers. In. Okay. I'm going to run around the city a bit and speak to people. Horgus is there as well. If anything interesting happens, I will just speak about it in the next one, because there's obviously just be a lot of admin and a lot of speaking. So we'll leave it there for now. Until next time, we should be able to get down and actually get some stuff done. But I'm going to go speak to some people, hopefully open up some options and new places to go. And then we are good for the next one. Until then.